a lion comes to visit a dying ranger. But what happens next will make your hair stand on end. High in the Andes, among sheer cliffs, clouds, and endless forests, lay a forgotten national park called Sierra Verde. On its edge, in a lonely cedar and stone house, lived an old ranger, Alex Rivers, well past 60, without a family, with only nature, a radio, a tea kettle, and his old books for company. For 30 years he had served the park, protecting animals, treating birds, patrolling the trails. Everyone called him the guardian of the mountains and whispered that he could speak to animals with his eyes. Alex never considered solitude a curse. The forest was his home. He knew its rustles, its tracks, and the signs of coming rain. One damp, foggy day, while on patrol, he heard a muffled growl. In the thickets lay a young lion with a festering wound. There was still a spark of life in the beast's eyes. Alex carefully approached, cleaned the wound, and called for help. The lion was taken to the rescue center. Alex insisted they admit him. When the vet asked for a name, Alex said, "Kale, the one who will live." Kale underwent surgery and 4 drips. Alex spent nights by the enclosure, reading aloud and telling him stories of his patrols and rescues. At first, the lion hid, then slowly began to come closer, no longer growling, just being near. Alex cared for him, bringing food, water, medicine, setting a basin of cool water in the heat, covering him with a blanket in the cold. One day, when Alex couldn't come because of a fever, Kale roared all night. The rangers realized something like kinship had formed between them. Months passed. The lion regained strength, learned to hunt, and the vets declared him ready to return to the wild. The night before his release, Alex silently stroked his mane and whispered, "This is your path. I let you go." At dawn, the enclosure was opened. Kale stepped out, turned back, their eyes met. Then he walked. 3 months later, a roar echoed at the park gates. Kale had returned. He sat by the fence, watching. Alex came out, and they met in silence. From then on, the lion came back every few months, always at dawn. Alex left meat for him. This went on for years. Alex grew old, his step slowed, his eyesight dimmed. Doctors diagnosed him with late-stage liver cancer. They offered treatment in the city, but he chose to die where he had lived and worked. In the dry season, Kale returned, restless, clawing the ground at the gates, roaring. A young ranger ran to the house. Alex was carried out on a stretcher, unconscious. At the sound of the roar, his eyes opened. Kale pressed his claws into a crack in the fence. Alex raised his hand, touched the claws, and whispered, "You survived. Just as I knew you would." With those words, he quietly passed away. Kale sat by the fence until nightfall. He did not eat, did not move, he kept watch. Alex was buried by the stream where he had first found the lion. On the plaque was carved, "Alex Rivers, guardian of the mountains. Friend of the lion." Months later, Kale returned again, this time to the grave. He lay beside it for a long time, the wind lifting his mane as if in farewell. From then on, he came back every year, quietly, alone, without roars. He was no longer just a wild beast, he had become the keeper of a final promise.